Welcome back, everybody. I produce over 50 episodes of Let's Give It a Try every year. And Tex-Mex food, Mexican, Southwestern, Tex-Mex, it all seems to be one of my favorite types of food to make, and I have so many recipes. So without any further ado, I want to give you my top 5 Tex-Mex recipes of the year. Welcome back, everybody. Bacon fried corn. I haven't made it here in 2 years. I haven't even made it on the Griddle Moratorium yet this year. I'm gonna make it in a couple of weeks. I figured I better brush up on my skills. Let's make the famous bacon fried corn. Wright's thick cut bacon. I'm gonna pull out about half of a 24-ounce package, so roughly 12 ounces of bacon. If you can have your bacon semi-frozen or really cold, it's always better to cut. So first I go in and I cut lengthwise. Then I usually flip the bacon to the side and I go in for small pieces. Diced bacon, fairly small pieces that'll cook up rather quickly. Over to my Blackstone 36-inch Pro Series. I'm only on medium to medium low today because I have a modest amount of bacon. When I'm on the tour, bacon fried corn is 20 plus pounds. It's a lot of bacon, probably 8-9 pounds of bacon. So I'm on high heat and I'm just mixing it around really quick. Bacon down onto the griddle. I can see the bacon is looking really good. It's probably about 50% done already. I'm gonna move that to the side. Bird's eye frozen sweet corn. You always wanna use fresh or frozen corn when you're making bacon fried corn. Please tell me that none of you have ever used canned corn for bacon fried corn. Since I have 12 ounces of bacon today, I'm gonna try to make this more manageable, easier to understand for people at home. So we'll try to pour out an amount of corn that I think will go well with that amount of bacon. About maybe a pound and a half. We're gonna get this corn cooking in the bacon grease, and as soon as the bacon is done, we'll mix it in with the corn. Bacon fried corn is so much fun to make. Even though I don't make it as much now as I did 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago, it's still probably the recipe I made more than any other dish across 30 states cooking for Blackstone. So much fun, and I still get messages every month from people telling me they love the bacon fried corn. The bacon is getting really close. I'm just gonna mix a little bit of corn in there. And now it's just the process of mixing everything around and making sure that it looks good. So the corn is frozen, it's gonna thaw out, it's gonna start to absorb all the oils from the bacon, and that's where the magic happens. See, the bacon is looking beautiful. The corn is starting to turn golden brown. Bacon fried corn, a lot like the Todd, you don't want to overcook it. You don't want it to become soggy. You still want crispy bacon. You still want corn to have a pop in it. There aren't set temperatures per se. You don't cook bacon fried corn with a griddle top at 395 degrees or 410 degrees. I could cook this dish and make it outstanding. I could make it look outstanding and taste outstanding at 400 degrees, but I could also do it 500 degrees if I just move a little faster. I like to go in with some Blackstone tequila lime seasoning. It has that cumin and red chili and a great lime flavoring. While the bacon fried corn is finishing up, I'm gonna chop up some cilantro. I'm gonna go in with fresh cilantro. This is when we're gonna pull it. You don't wanna put the cilantro in early. Mix that cilantro. Grab my Blackstone molcajete. Sometimes I'll chop up a jalapeno or a serrano pepper. Sometimes I'll put diced onion in there as well, but this is the basic version, and I still think the best way to make it. Getting ready to plate it up. Always grab some fresh lime. Bacon fried corn. It's a side dish. I get messages from people that say, hey Todd, is bacon fried corn a great entree? Can I make it for my kid's graduation or for my birthday party? Put it in a big bowl. That looks okay, but we want it to look way better. We eat with our eyes first before we even put it in our tummy. It's really important. So when we serve this up on the Griddle More Tour, we put it in clear plastic cups, like those clear plastic Solo cups. I picked these up at Walmart, and this would be a good way of doing this at home, I think. This would be a great side dish. Maybe you're making tacos for the family or enchiladas. Let's go over to barbecue. Maybe you have brisket or barbecue chicken. This is a perfect side dish. Over the years, this is the way that I perfected the recipe. We go in with a Mexican crumbling cheese. This is queso fresco today. I like to use queso fresco or cotija cheese. Flaming hot or cheddar jalapeno Cheetos. These are my favorite. Now on the tour, I put them in a Ziploc bag and I crush them up. We're just gonna break these up and put them on top of the cup. The family's not gonna mind if I crush Cheetos with my bare hands. Point is, you get a nice crunch. Texture is really important with this recipe, and you'll see a lot of food trucks across the country that are doing this, that use Cheetos, and typically they're using flaming hot, but I like the cheddar jalapeno. I like to put a wedge of lime on the side of each cup. Then each person can squeeze a little extra lime juice in there as they see fit. I'll top it with a little drizzle of the crema. And last but not least, Cholula chili garlic. You can buy it in a small bottle at Walmart. We buy it in big, huge half gallons on Amazon, and we put it in our own Blackstone squeeze bottle. A little bit of the Cholula chili garlic across the top, and take a look at that. You can see what a difference presentation makes. Put that in a nice cup, and you get that little cross section of the crema, the corn. You can see the layers of bacon and cilantro in the dish. They almost look too pretty to eat, but I've got to go in there and give it a try. It's so darn good. I encourage you to make it. I've seen other versions of it. Food trucks where they use Takis, the blue Takis, the fuego Takis, all that stuff. Different forms of elote, the Mexican street corn on a cob, red, white, and blue versions in a cup, you name it, but I call it bacon fried corn. It's outstanding. We'll get this recipe up at blackstoneproducts.com. Make sure you visit me on the Griddle More Tour. And until next time, this is Todd. I'm saying praise the Lord and pass the bacon fried corn. Welcome back, everybody. I'm down here in Granbury, Texas. We're on the Blackstone Griddle More Tour. Today we're gonna make chicken street tacos. They're a specialty of the Griddle More Tour. We make them every year. It's a great way to feed a massive crowd and to have a lot of fun. I take a lot of shortcuts on the Griddle More Tour because we're cooking in Walmart parking lots. I'm cooking with avocado oil, and I have well over 15 pounds of pre-portioned chicken here. It's in Ziploc bags, and it just makes it easy to drop the food out onto the griddle top while I'm entertaining the crowd. Now, if you're cooking this recipe at home, maybe you have a small family, you might need to be cranked down to medium heat, so adjust your griddle temperature accordingly. I'm going to season the chicken with plenty of Blackstone's tequila lime seasoning, and if you have larger pieces of chicken, I'll just use that large Signature Series spatula sideways, almost like a hatchet, chopping up and shredding the chicken as I go. Since street tacos are small, you'll want to get smaller pieces, even shredded pieces of chicken. I'll pull the chicken and pile it up in a disposable aluminum serving tray along with red enchilada sauce. The enchilada sauce also comes in green, but I like the red for this recipe. Mix the chicken with the enchilada sauce and allow it to start simmering. Soon that red enchilada sauce will permeate the chicken and you'll be sitting pretty. Now it's time to clean the messy griddle top with a scraper, wipe all those chicken crumbs off, and re-oil my griddle top. I like to use the smaller street taco flour tortillas like these ones from Mission. Best thing about them is they also double as the world's only edible Frisbee. If you come out and visit me on the tour, you can see if you have what it takes to catch one of my flying frisbees. I do like to use plenty of oil when toasting the tortillas. It's not necessary, but it's going to give you better color and flavor. The meat's been simmering away and I've stockpiled plenty of tortillas. My main man Raul takes the meat inside the food trailer because it's taco time. We're gonna do 2 at a time, 2 street tacos, 2 flour tortillas, a nice scoop of the red chili chicken, diced raw onion, and fresh chopped cilantro. Oh, I've got to have that cilantro. The toppings can make or break your street tacos, so don't skimp. Cotija or your favorite Mexican crumbling cheese, crema, Mexican table cream, and you know I've got to top mine with the Cholula chili garlic sauce. Take a look at that. I simply call them chicken street tacos because I've made thousands of these from the Blackstone tour trailer over the years, from California to Texas and from Florida to New York. It's one of my favorite ways to cook a massive amount of food and feed a large crowd. This is also one of my favorite recipes for entertaining. I was a percussionist and a drummer back in the day, so I love to break out the Latin and world percussion on this one. I've got a set of concert maracas that really cut through the PA system, a set of go-go bells that I absolutely love to play, and even a cowbell hooked up to a standard bass drum pedal. I might be griddling, but I can also get immersed in the music, and it's nice to trade the spatulas for drumsticks during the slower parts of the recipe as I'm waiting for chicken to cook or tortillas to toast. So make as many tacos and have as much fun as you can. Thanks for watching. I'll get this recipe up at blackstoneproducts.com, and make sure you're watching all the shows on the Blackstone Network because we have a lot of them. And until next time, this is Todd from the Griddle More Tour in hot and steamy Texas. Praise the Lord, pass the tacos. Welcome back, everybody. It's been said that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and I've got a new one for you. I call it a green chili chorizo breakfast toaster. First things first, chorizo, Mexican sausage. If I can give a recommendation, it is to get some good chorizo from a local butcher or make your own like we do with wild game, but avoid those tubed chorizos that you find in the store that have all kinds of stuff in there. You want the flavor, but perhaps you want to avoid all those unsavory cuts of meat. We're gonna do these sandwiches on Texas toast. Each package is roughly a pound, so we'll divide this out into a patty that is somewhere between 1/4, 1/3 pound. If you've never had chorizo before, it's a very greasy pork sausage, traditionally, with spices that we would consider to be Mexican. Spices could include salt, pepper, garlic, chili powder, paprika, and all of that goodness. I'm gonna end up with something that looks a little bit like that. Blackstone Pro Series up around medium high. The chorizo is really greasy, so I don't need a lot of oil, but I'm still gonna put a light coating because I want that griddle to be slick and uniform. Look at that. I'm not gonna put seasoning on the patties because, as you can see, chorizo is already heavily seasoned straight from the butcher shop. There's all kinds of flavor in there. First things first, I have some of my Pueblo green chilies that I got at the Pueblo Chili and Frijoles Festival last summer. These are beautiful. Just thaw them out of the freezer. Of course, when you're doing a breakfast sandwich, there's nothing like green chili. Give me a comment down below. Let me know how you feel about roasted green chili. Thick cut Texas toast. I've loved Texas toast for breakfast sandwiches. Remember Sonic? I haven't been to Sonic in a while, but I remember about 20 years ago getting these breakfast toaster sandwiches at Sonic. Incredible because they had that big old Texas toast. Look how thick and beautiful that bread is. Put a little mayo on that bread so we can toast it up. Mayo always does an excellent job of toasting your bread. Gonna use my spatulas and gonna press those patties to assure that we get a really good sear. I've always loved that about flat top cooking. You don't need to worry about flare-ups or anything crazy like you get with an open grated grill. And in for the flip. Whoa, look at that sear. Everything's cooking away really nice. I'm gonna come over to this side. I'm gonna turn this burner down and turn this burner off altogether. Get my Blackstone egg rings. I love using these when I make eggs for sandwiches because they give you a uniform round egg. I always like to use a little non-stick spray. They're silicone, they're non-stick, but it just helps. Grab my eggs, crack an egg into each egg ring. We're not seasoning the chorizo, but I definitely want to season my eggs. A little essential blend, salt, pepper, garlic. Ooh, just what the doctor ordered. Time for cheese. Today I have smokehouse cheddar and pepper jack. Go down with our cheese. First, the smokehouse cheddar. Second, pepper jack. And I'm gonna go straight down with my green chili. Roasted. It smells so good. If you haven't seen any of my videos from the Pueblo Chili and Frijoles Festival, go back here in the archives of Let's Give It a Try. Lots of videos filmed in and around the Pueblo Chili Festival. Pull my egg rings. We want to have a soft, runny yolk. I'm gonna put those on top of my green chilies. Hopefully you're picking up what I'm putting down. Down with that Texas toast and a light coating of mayo. Roasted green chili time. Let's check our bread. That's all I want. Visions of golden brown deliciousness. It's time to pull that Texas toast. I'm gonna leave the extra beautiful golden color on the outside. A little bit of mayo on the bottom. Time to pick up those gorgeous patties. Oh, look at those layers of goodness. I wish you could be here. The smell is mesmerizing. Whew. Oh, yes. Oh, man. And I think everybody's gonna love a little bit of cilantro on top of that beautiful egg yolk. The show stack of bread. I saved the most pretty pieces for the top. Looks pretty darn delicious, doesn't it? I will admit, we had a windstorm move in the middle of the last few minutes. My egg isn't exactly runny anymore. Thankfully, we got that shot. It's time to give it a try. I'm gonna go in for one last bite. Woo-wee! Texas toast. If you haven't tried it for a burger yet, you gotta do it. I also love it on bacon burgers, on barbecued bacon burgers. Something about Texas toast with barbecue sauce and a bacon cheeseburger. Killer. So Texas toast, take your burger game to a whole new level. And today we did it for breakfast. Thanks for watching, everybody. Leave me a thumbs up and a comment. And please check out all of the shows here on the Blackstone Network. Until next time, this is Todd. I'm saying praise the Lord and pass the green chili chorizo breakfast toaster. Welcome back, everybody. We're high in Colorado's Rocky Mountains, and today we're gonna make a Southwestern chorizo quesadilla. Texas Wild Hog Chorizo. It's actually frozen solid. I had this in my Arctic cooler. Forgot to thaw it out, so we're gonna have to do this with frozen chorizo. I'm not sure how this is gonna come out in the order of videos, but you probably have already seen my Texas Wild Hog Hunt where I made this chorizo. I have my Blackstone Camp Griddle heated up avocado oil. If you were using chorizo from the grocery store, that stuff is nasty. It has lots of oil. These are premium cuts right here. So I'm definitely gonna need a little bit of oil. Like I said, this is frozen. It's gonna take a few minutes to thaw out, but the good thing is it's fresh. I know exactly what's in there. It's 100% pork. It's premium cuts of meat. There's no junk in there. fresh corn. Gonna go ahead and pull the husk off. Oh yeah, nice butter and sugar corn. Gonna go ahead and cut that straight off the cob. In Southwestern cooking and New Mexican cooking, they use a lot of corn. I'll drop the corn while I'm waiting for my chorizo to cook straight down in that grease. I'm gonna take advantage of the oils in the meat. We're gonna get this corn golden brown, get a little bit of a crispy coating on the outside, and we'll add a little bit of the Blackstone carne asada seasoning. Any kind of Southwestern seasoning will do. The key is you need to have that red chili, cumin, and all the spices that we associate with Southwestern cooking. Pueblo green chili from Musso Farms. You might have seen my videos from the Pueblo Chili and Frijoles Festival last year. Just pulled these out of the freezer before we left the house the other day. Gonna chop these up into smaller pieces. When you're doing quesadillas, you want to make sure that all the pieces of food fit nicely in a little slice. So you don't want anything to be too large. Down with those roasted Pueblo green chilies and some pre-cooked Spanish rice. You've seen me use this on the Griddle Mortar before. It's pre-cooked and sometimes it clumps coming out of the package, so you'll just need to break it up. If you don't have access to pre-cooked Spanish rice, or if you're at home, you can make your own. Basically, any type of rice, but they're adding tomato. So you could add tomato sauce or crushed tomato to that rice. Everything's looking good, but of course we have pork in here, so you always want to cook that ground pork a little longer. You want to err on the side of caution. I love cooking in the Rocky Mountains. This is how it all got started for me. If you go back in my archives on my personal channel, Todd Toven on YouTube, probably 16 years ago, my very first videos were me cooking on Coleman camp stoves or trying to cook over an open fire high in the Rockies. Everything's looking great. The corn is golden, beautiful. And the chorizo is done, so we're gonna go ahead and pull this. The griddle tops on the Blackstone Camp Griddle are cast aluminum. They have a ceramic titanium coating, extremely non-stick. Queso quesadilla. If you've been watching my videos forever, you know I love queso quesadilla and queso chihuahua. It just melts better. Just gonna pre-mix this. This will make building the quesadillas so much easier. This is the way I learned to do quesadillas way back when I worked at Applebee's over 30 years ago. Avocado oil down on my griddle top, and it's been a while, but you know I love the raw tortillas. Down with the raw tortillas, straight into that hot oil. We're just gonna lightly toast these. We don't want to get these too dark. You can see they start to bubble, and that's typically when you want to flip these. That's just about perfect for my first side. I'm gonna turn the heat down a little bit lower, grab that filling, and straight into the middle of my tortillas. There shouldn't be pockets with no filling. There should be filling all the way to the edges, and we'll take care of that when we press these in a few minutes. Speaking of pressing in a few minutes, you know I like to keep a whole round tortilla. I forgot to toast up my other ones real quick, so we're gonna throw those down into the oil. Camp cooking, a lot of mistakes. There's wind, you're out in the elements. Love it. That's all we want. We just want a little bit of color on that side. We're gonna flip these and we'll put these right on top of the quesadilla. Be careful if you're using your bare hands, friends. Use our spatula to press that down. Make sure the filling gets all the way to the edges. And then we're gonna put our fingers down on the middle. We're gonna support it and we're gonna go in for the flip. And we should be able to keep that temperature down nice and low. All we're doing now is melting the inside. It's already starting to melt, but we want to keep it nice and low to where we get even melt throughout the quesadilla. So we'll let this go for a few minutes. Cheese looks beautiful. Come on over here. This is what we're talking about. That's the melt that you're gonna get with queso quesadilla or queso chihuahua. It is outstanding. I think it's time to pull the quesadillas. Some people fold their quesadillas. I've always been a guy that likes to cut mine right down through the middle, give them a turn, and then cut the other side so you end up with beautiful, beautiful, nice pieces like that. Now all I have to do is fight off the flies and shingle these up. I like to make my food look good even if we're out in the mountains, and I think we did just that. They look absolutely scrumptious. There's that crema right down the middle. A dusting of the carne asada. Take a look at that. They look so darn good. I'm gonna go in for this first one right here. It has an extra large blob of crema. Let's give it a try. So good. It took a few minutes extra to get set up so I couldn't get the cheese pull, but you know, if you're eating these at home and you're not filming a video, you're gonna get a killer cheese pull. I'll get this recipe up at blackstoneproducts.com, and if you're interested in the Blackstone camp griddles, you can find them in the Walmart camping aisle. Not in the garden center, but they're in the camping aisle along with the Blackstone fire pits, a coffee kit, and all that cool stuff. So thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you're watching all the shows on the Blackstone Network. Until next time, this is Todd. I'm saying praise the Lord and pass. What did I call these things? The Southwestern Chorizo Quesadilla. I think that's what I called them. Welcome back, everybody. I'm down at the Pueblo Chili and Frijoles Festival. It's the kickoff of fall every year in southern Colorado.
This is going to be the 30th year for the Musso family. It's more about the flavor for me. The heat's, I can't handle it. I think this guy's a little bit of a sissy. I like that Pueblo hot or that dynamite, that extra heat.
Okay, the wait is over. We got our green chilies. Now we have to go home so we can peel these, freeze them, and make something delicious on the Blackstone. Back home from the chili festival with 3 bushels of roasted green chilies. In total, it's probably 60, 65 pounds of chili peppers. They're roasted at about 900 to 1,000 degrees, and they're immediately put into plastic bags. This causes them to sweat, which in turn makes the skin bubble and start to peel off. I got lazy yesterday. I could only do so much. This is a bag of the mediums, also known as big Jims. They still need to be peeled and seeded. Here's a container of the big Jims all ready for the freezer. Here are the mild that I am currently working on. It is easier to do these when they're hot. These were in the refrigerator overnight, so it just takes a little bit of extra peeling. We got medium and mild because we don't like the super hot peppers. We love the flavor and a little bit of heat. Typically, I'm doing these in the house, but I figured I'd bring it outside, better lighting, easy to show you. In the house, I use the sink out here. We have my prep basin. Basically, that's it. Use a little bit of running water or a bowl of water. And then what I do, some people leave the seeds in. I'll go inside. If there's any seed or membrane, I'll quickly wash that out. And then we throw it on a tray, dry these, put them in a bowl. Then I vacuum seal them and put them in the freezer. I even did a big batch of salsa. I used tomatoes, onions, and garlic with the green chili and have some freezer salsa as well. It's the next day, so 3 days elapsed from the chili festival. Let's make a green chili breakfast hash skillet. First things first, I'm gonna mix it up. I think we're gonna go with some red potatoes and a sweet potato. Peel the sweet potato and a few red potatoes. These could be Yukon Gold, they could be russet. Don't overthink it. With hash browns, potatoes, O'Brien home fries, I get a lot of questions. I don't wanna make them until I know the right potato, or do I need to soak? It's a lot of overthinking it. And I don't soak my potatoes in water unless it's gonna be more than a few minutes before I cook them. I'll put them in cold water and strain them later just so they don't turn brown. Peeling potatoes, one of my least favorite prep things to do. Get a few nice slices of the sweet potato. I'm thinking the sweet potato, right? Everyone looks at sweet potatoes and they just think healthy. So a healthier option, and also it's gonna have a real nice contrast. I think the two different colors, just gonna kind of mix it up with the spicy part with the green chili, maybe just to have a little sweet aspect in there. Fire up my Blackstone Griddle, get it nice and hot, probably medium to medium high. A little bit of avocado oil, been using lots of avocado oil lately. It works great on the griddle. Potatoes are gonna take the longest, so we wanna start with potatoes first, plus the sweet potatoes are a little more coarse. They take a little longer to cook down. Then an onion, any onion will do. This happens to be a yellow onion. White onion would work great, and you could even go ahead and use a red onion. Move the potatoes around every few minutes. Thick sliced hickory smoked bacon. Slice this into strips, and we'll chop that up as well. Bacon and onions down together. I'm gonna mix the bacon straight in with the potatoes because that grease is gonna help everything to cook. Look at that gorgeous color. Some dried ground Pueblo green chilies at the chili festival. Salt and pepper is just fine, but hey, when in Rome, maybe a little bit of salt as well. Fresh chilies that we prepared the day before. Of course, we did all the work ahead of time. There's a lot of great chili growers in the American Southwest. You can just Google it, whether you're looking for Pueblo or for Hatch green chili. My advice would be just avoid those canned, the metal cans, stuff like old El Paso brand, even the cans that say Hatch, if they're canned, You want to go with a good jarred variety, a good glass jar variety, or a frozen green chili, or fresh frozen like we have here. You can see the color is really good. I think we're just about perfect here. I'm gonna go down below. I'm gonna turn off these middle two burners altogether. So we're on low, and up here, I can just kind of scoot these to the side. Why did I never think of this before? I've been cooking on a Blackstone Griddle for 11 and a half years. Sweet potatoes in my hash, and in with my fresh roasted Pueblo chili peppers. If you have a 36-inch griddle like I do, you have 4 burners, you can move things around. So I might turn 1 off, 2 off, leave 1 on low just to have a little bit of heat. You can have options. Move my hash over to the side, and a little bit of a Mexican cheese blend. It has cheddar, jack, queso, quesadilla, a couple of egg rings. I like egg rings because they help to keep your eggs uniform. Are egg rings necessary? Absolutely not. In fact, the last breakfast video that I didn't use egg rings. Shout out to Nate years ago that taught me I don't have to settle for my egg yolks sliding to the side. He said, Todd, kind of redirect those. I've been doing it that way ever since. Thanks, Nate. A little pinch of the ground green chili on top of the eggs. A little bit of salt as well. Locally made Pueblo green chili flour tortillas from the festival. I'm just gonna warm these up a little bit. In for that beautiful looking hash mixture. If I have the egg rings, that's why I always go back. Come on, I can never get them to look that perfect without using an egg ring. Those eggs right there by my decorative green chilies. Grab those green chili tortillas. We'll fold those and shove them here in the corner. Fresh washed cilantro. You know me, I'm all about that Cholula chili garlic, but for some reason, I'm feeling sriracha today. Let me know who likes sriracha. Boy, I do like me some sriracha. A little bit of sriracha on those eggs. Take a look at that. It's a green chili breakfast hash skillet. Looks so darn good. I'm gonna grab a tortilla because that's how I roll. Need to get one of those eggs in there. Woohoo! Some of that hash. Oh man, bacon. Forgot to mention bacon. We have bacon in there. Oh man. Let's give it a try. I'm a big fan of apple cider. I grew up in Northwestern Pennsylvania. Picked up a gallon of Colorado West Slope apple cider. Shout out to any Steelers fans watching today. Let me cleanse my palate before I go back in. We use a mild and a medium green chili, but you can go all the way up to what they call dynamite, the hottest of the hot. So have at it. Hope you enjoyed coming along. It's so much fun every year to head back to the Pueblo Chili and Frijoles Festival. Shout out to my friend Joey Musso at Musso Market. Every year he invites me down and it is such a blast. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you're watching all the shows on the Blackstone Network. And until next time, this is Todd. I'm saying praise the Lord and pass the green chili breakfast hash skillet.